Okay, so let's pick up where we left off. So we had just finished setting everything up and we're good to go. So we went through our checklist and our very first one. We made sure all of our machines were activated. We turned on network share and discovery. Local server settings, we made sure remote desktop was on, DHCP, no APIPA. So we don't have a 169 IP address. If this didn't work, then we definitely wanted to check for APIPA. Update set to never. Time zones, make sure it's correct. We are Central Time here. And make sure you are activated. First step, last step, make sure it's activated, or else this ain't going to work very good on these evaluations. So once we were done with that, we need to continue. Let me just minimize that. All right, cool. So we completed all of these steps right here. So now we need to do on each machine, activate, proceed to introduction XIX. So in the book. So that starts off on page 20 in the PDF. Again, you can grab that from the Dropbox, everyone in class, so you can go along with your physical copy. Let me make sure that this is full screen. There we go. So now no more stuff hanging up there. So after this, we're pretty much done with that. Remember, when we are done, you will notify your instructor and make sure you did it right, because if you did it wrong, you're in a world of hurt later. So cool. Virtual machine setup instructions. Our first one, exercise 1, Sydney DC to function as the Windows Server 2012 R2 domain controller. We're going to log on to the one that we just installed, 2012 R2, using the administrator account. And the password, ours is server123. It is not that password, okay? So we're going to start going. So let's just read through this really quick. Open an elevated PowerShell, and then we're going to type these commands right here. Restart the computer and log back into the administrative account. Open elevated PowerShell prompt and issue the following commands. We're going to install Windows features, Active Directory services, and include management tools. This is actually optional. This is also answered one of your test questions. Open the Server Manager console and click the refresh icon. It's going to show everything installed. Then we have to go in there and set everything up, right? Again, anything that says password is actually server123. Okay. So it looks like we're pretty good on that one. Access, let's just start knocking this one out. We'll get exercise 1 done. So let's go back to our Hyper-V. So I'm going to Manager right here, Hyper-V Manager. And we're going to do this on SID DC. Remember, spelling, syntax, space, and location. When we're doing all this, make sure you're in the right spot. You're spelling it right. You're doing it in the right spot. And that you're not leaving anything out in these commands. So let's see if I can do that. Good luck. All right. Here we go. So now we are actually going to connect with our enhanced session. So this is going to be a remote desktop connection into it, and this will allow me to snap this on the right side of my screen. Supposedly. It's actually not happy that way though. But okay. So let's get into here. We're on SID, DC. It's mine. So let's start this bad boy. Don't need that. That can go away. PowerShell is right here on the bottom of the screen. So I'm just going to see, can I drag this down a little bit more? She doesn't like it. She doesn't like it. As administrator. So it's in focus. Okay. So we need to run all these commands right here, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to bring these inside the machine so it's easier for me to get to them. So since we are in enhanced session, we should be able to paste into here. Again, always use Notepad because it shouldn't have any format and stuff in Notepad. So let's look at these scripts really quick. So new net IP address, interface, Ethernet, IP 10.10.10.10, prefix 24. So it's kind of weird because we're doing what is a class A with class C subnet mask. So this is a different command right here. So let's make sure we understand that this is a different command. It's doing something to something without switches behind it. Same with this one. That's another command. So our first one is we're going to set our IP address, and it's going to be a subnet 255.255.0. That's 24 bits are going to be turned on from left to right. Also, CIDR, 24 CIDR, right? So I like clicking. I'm clicky clicky. You didn't see a thing. I didn't do that. That never happened. I didn't cut and paste that. Okay? It never happened. All right, cool. Look at that. So everything there, good to go, right? So rename PC. Since I can't type, you know what? We're going to go like that, and we're going to go yay. So says it will take effect and it restarts. Right now, the current name is this wind auto name one, and then restart computer, right? Okay. So I'm just going to copy. Remember, you should be typing this or else Yvonne's going to get mad at you. So hit enter. Look at that. That one's done. So once it restarts and it has that IP address, next we're going to be able to do the next step. So we're on step restart the computer. We just did that, and we're going to log back on as administrator. So we're on step 3. Once we log in, step 4, we need to open a PowerShell prompt again, and then we're going to do the next command. It's very important that we don't type any of these commands wrong because they could break it and you'll have to revert. And you know how Yvonne likes to say, revert. All right. I can't type. I can never type. See that? Told you. I forgot my 1, 2, 3. All right. Step 4. Open an elevated PowerShell right there. Run as administrator. Good to go. Cool. So we're going to want to do this command. This happy command right here, right? So if you don't want the server manager to turn on, we can turn it off so it stops turning on each time. For right now, never cut and paste out of a PDF or anything and into it. I mean, you really should be typing this so you get used to it. So don't copy me. Don't do what I do what I tell you. Right? Cool. Let's open this up. I think my energy drink's kicking in. All right, get that in there. Cool. That strips it of everything. Control A, Control C. Come back in here. So what we're going to do is we're installing Windows feature. We're going to install the Active Directory domain services, and we're going to include the management tools. The management tools are the stuff that drops under tools in the server manager. So let's go over here, right click. I'm going to hit enter. Let's see if I grabbed anything bad. Nope, that's good to sign. It's working right there. Good to go. Okay, while we're waiting for that, let's see. Now we're going to go to step 5 because we're in the process of doing that. Open the Server Manager Console, click refresh icon. So we want to refresh so that it actually tells us that it's up there and in the tools. The bad thing, most of those tools are up there. They're all like HTML, XML based, so they don't auto refresh unless you set it to do like every minute. If not, default every 10 minutes. We covered that in the first video. So again, it's good. Come over here, highlight this so you don't lose your spot. It's just about done. I can see back there. So I'm waiting for that. Let's make sure that the server manager is pulling up. And again, we can go to this manage. We can go to server manager properties. We tell it to not turn on when we turn on. I have it set for a 1-minute refresh. Let's see. It's getting there. It's getting there. So pretty much what we're going to be doing once that's there is we're going to create a new forest, call it contoso.com. It's going to be it's going to be the root domain. Anything else is going to be a child domain. So now we can see back here that has completed. But it's telling you a little warning thing. And this yellow is the same thing that pops up right here. We need to configure this. So we go promote this to a server. If that wasn't showing up, just hit that refresh right there. It should show up. And then we can go over here to promote. So another thing we could do is after we ran that last command, though, before we restarted, we probably want to do ipconfig And that'll tell us the 10.10.10, 25.25.25. So we know that worked properly before we go into here. So now that that's loaded up, now we're going to set up a new forest. So a new forest, we don't have one. This is contoso.com. Correct. And just come back over here, verify, contoso.com, root, yes. Come over here, we're going to hit next. Server 123, we don't use password, we use server 123. Right? So we're already on this step right here, right? These aren't telling you in order. So we're going to go next. So specify DNS. It should install its own DNS. If not, we'll fix it. Verify NetBIOS name. It should name itself Contoso for this. So all this is giving you is information to set. It assumes you know how to do everything else. We're going to go next. And that was the DNS page. So now it's going to say additional. This is where it's storing all the files. Remember, database folder and the log files are all stored in NTDS. Sys file has its own folders to save stuff in. So on a test, know that. Just know sys volume is its own. The other two are NTDS. So confirm, is this everything we want? Yes. If you want the script, it's right there. Now this is going to validate. It's going to say yay or nay on the DNS. It should install its own DNS. If it doesn't and it kicks you back an error, go back to add and remove features, install the DNS, and then come back to this, go previous, next, install, and it'll work. I'm going to go install on that. So while that's doing that, I don't need this open anymore right here. That's going to just be running in the background. So it says that I can close this. It doesn't matter. When it's done, it will need to be restarted. So while that's doing that, I'm going to come over here. So if it didn't have a DNS, you come up to add roles and features. You go next, 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 and you would click the DNS one. So right now it's already checked because it's installing it right now. But if it missed it and gave you an error on the previous page, come back here, do that, click next, install, and then go back like I said, and you'd be good to go. So let's see, is there anything else we need to do on this one? DNS page, click next, 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 accept default, sys volume, okay, review options page, that's what we just did. On the prereqs, check page, and click install. The computer will restart automatically. All right, so next we're going to be on SID-DC, right? Exercise 2, SID-DC. So I'm going to let this guy do its thing. Fortunately, I have to wait for it anyways because exercise 2 involves it, so jumping the gun. I'll wait. I don't want to jump ahead to ADL. I might just cut this and skip all the waiting part on here, and we'll just go straight to exercise 2. There we go. Now it says it's about to sign out. It'll shut down automatically in 1 minute, so I'm going to hit close on that. And I'm just going to give it a little help, and I'm going to tell it to restart, okay? Give it a little kickstart, so I don't want to wait for it. Here comes the garbage truck outside. So right now it's setting it up. So now we're going to prepare the Active Directory domain server. So even though we installed it, we have not set it up yet. So our first action, use Active Directory users and computers. We're going to create a user account, Don Funk. Don Funk right there, okay? So what you want to do on yours is probably go in there and highlight it. It's not going to do much good because I'm in high contrast like you, but at least it's going to put a box around it. It's like, hey, Don Funk. We name this guy Don Funk in the user containers and assign the account, the password. We're not going to do that. Server 123, okay? Everything's server 123. Configure the password to never expire. Add this user to the enterprise admin, domain admin, and schema admin groups. These are groups, okay? So once this is done, we're going here. So we're going to just highlight step 2 right now. We know we're on that step. If it helps, go into here and then highlight the groups that he needs to be a member of. You can save your highlights later too if you want. You just right click. I do light blue on there. Again, you can't see it, just boxes it because we're in high contrast mode. Turn off high contrast mode, you'll be able to see that. But you don't have to do this inside of yours. This just helps me for doing this video. So it looks like we're just about done. Okay, so it says Contoso. I accidentally clicked on other user, but we want to actually log in as the administrator. And this will be our first time logging in as the Contoso administrator. So again, server 123, we hit enter. It's going to create the user account folders for this. And I turned it off for it to open up, so just to be a little bit quicker on turn on. So I'll just go to the server manager. So it told us to go to users and computers. So users and computers right here. Make this full screen. Make this full screen. Hey, computer. There we go. Good computer. All right. So we want to go to contoso.com. That's our domain. We're going to go to the users organizational unit, OU. Okay. So what we want to do is create a new user. So you can go up here, create a new user, or we can right click and say new user. So his name needs to be Don Funk, right? So Don, last name Funk. And I believe they had an underscore for his name over there. So let's just double check that. I'm going to make it over here. So Don Funk, yeah, he had a little underscore underneath there. If I unhighlight it, if you guys don't know how to unhighlight, right click on it, go to highlight. Well, if you can find it where it wants to play nice. Because I'm trying to show you it's going to be stupid. There we go. And we go to none. And that'll get rid of it. So see, he's got an underscore in the name. So we want to make sure we include that. So we'll come over here. Where's Don Funk? And they didn't have it capital, so I'm not going to capital it. So there we go. Don Funk. Well, let me Control A, Control C. So right here, it doesn't really matter. But what it does matter is the login name right here. So we Control V that right there at contoso.com. And we're going to hit next. Password never expires. And then we're going to set the password server123, right? Server123, hit next. Finish. So he should show up right there. He's already highlighted. We want to right click. We're going to go to properties. We can also just go, let me get rid of that. We can also right click and just say add to a group. So the groups we want to add them to is admins, right? So I'll do admin first. To check names. Come over here, enterprise admin. So that's the wrong administrator, just so you know it. But I'm going to add that one anyway, so he has local policies too. And then we want to it's easier just to do space domain. And I'll do check names. So what is it going to give me? It's going to show me domain admin. So I'm going to go okay, which is our first one. Domain admin, we need enterprise admin. So we can go back, we can say enter, check names. We have enterprise admin. Okay, and then Schema. So I'll delete this first one. Because it wasn't asking for that. Now we've did it all. And just to verify, we can go right click. We can go to properties. And we can go to member of. And they're right there. Domain, enterprise, and schema. If we don't do that, enterprise admins, domain admins, or schema admins, you're not going to be able to do your future exercise. Remember, we're setting this up to do your labs. This is not your labs yet. So let me hit OK on that. So what's next? Open the DNS console and create a primary IPv4 reverse lookup zone for the subnet 10.10.10x. Ensure that the zone is stored within the Active Directory and is replicated to all DNS servers running on the domain controller in the forest, and allow only secure dynamic updates. Okay, so let's close this. Think in your head, where do I go? So everything's going to be under tools. If you're familiar with the previous class, all those tools are also right here. So if you go to administrator tools right here, this is the other way to get to them. And you can get to everything right here. So there should be DNS right there. That's the same as what's in tools right here. So let me make this big. Always remember to drop down the arrow over here. So it says that we need to make open DNS console and create a primary IPv4 reverse lookup. So just by reading that, this says reverse lookup, right? So we want to click on reverse lookup. There's nothing here. This is why we're having it. Our DNS will not work until we do this. So you want to right click, new zone, right? Welcome to the new zone. Click next. Okay. So again, let's read this. Primary IPv. So the first option says primary, right? Reverse lookup for the subnet 10.10.10. So we're going to say primary. First option right there. We'll click next. So one of the keywords in here. Ensure that the zone is stored within the Active Directory and is replicated to all DNS servers. So the DNS server is running on domain controller in the domain, right? So to all DNS servers, right? So what it said? Yep, to all DNS. So this one says DNS servers running on the domain controller in the domain. The top one says to all DNS servers running on domain and controller in the forest. Again, this says subnet, all the replicated stuff to all domain controllers in the forest, and only secure. So this one, we want all controllers in the domain. This is all controllers in the forest. So that's the keyword there. Remember, forest, the domain, the forest. IPv4 reverse lookup. 10.10.10. X will be automatic in there. Allow only secure dynamic updates recommended for Active Directory. So that's what we wanted, right? Allow only secure dynamic updates. That's the keywords in 3. Allow only secure dynamic updates. We don't have to worry about the rest of this stuff. We'll hit next. So we're confirming, yes, is what we want. Reverse lookup. We will hit finish. So it has now been created. It's always good to come over here and just do a refresh. So now it wants us to open elevated PowerShell prompt and issue the following command, right? Now we're going to set ourselves as our DNS. So we're done with here. We can close it. I'm going to close everything just so it's not so busy. Goodbye, goodbye, goodbye. Again, remember, if you want to do what you're not supposed to do, I like to go into Notepad, keep a Notepad open so I can make sure I've got everything typed right? And we also want to make sure that they don't have any typos when we're looking in here. So it's easier to put it in here and look at it before you put it in there. Because a lot of this stuff, if you type it wrong once, you have to revert everything. You don't want to do that. So I'm going to Control A, Control C. We got rid of all the hidden formatting. And then we're going to come over here, run as administrator. right click. All right, so now if I do ipconfig/all, right? Now we see our DNS is now set to ourself. DNS server 10.10.10.10. It's got IPv6 in there also that says loopback. So that's the IPv6 loopback is just 0, all zeros and then a 1. So good to go on that. We are now done with exercise 2. So next we're going to do ADL DC. So I'm just going to take this bad boy right here. I'm going to say don't save. He's good to go. I'm going to close them so I don't accidentally work on that one. So now I want to do ADL. So let's go over here, ADL, right? Right click that. Well, I'm just going to double click it. Don't need the right click. Connect to it. Connect at full screen. Maybe if it wants to wake up. There we go. There we go. All right. So let's see what we have to do. We're done with 2. So let's scroll this so we're not looking at it. So we need to make sure it's turned on and connected to the network or a virtual network to which the second computer is connected. So one thing we also needed to do, which I probably forgot to do in the previous video, but let's do it right now. I'm going to shut this down really quick. Close that. I'm going to highlight all of these, right? Go turn off, turn them off. Go to settings and let's make sure that these are all on private switches now. All right, now we're good to go. Get ADL fired up. Okay, cool. All right, so ensure that SID is turned on and connected to the network on virtual network to which the second computer is connected. We just made sure that we were all on the private network. Log on to the second computer on which Windows 2012 R2. Use the administrator account and the password. All right. Open an evaluated PowerShell, and we're going to type in these commands, right? So I'm going to close that. That's annoying me. So let's go task manager. Well, not task manager. I'm tired. We'll go open up our notepad because we want to make sure this stuff is typed right before we put it into our PowerShell. So again, there's more than one command here. You need to be able to recognize that. If it's telling to do something else, and it's not a stat, we should be good. So let's paste that in here. All right. So again, this top one, it's its own command. Read it and understand what it's doing. That's another command, another command, another command. So our first one, new net IP address, interface Ethernet. We're setting our Ethernet IP address to 10.10.10.20. It's also going to be in the subnet mask of 25.25.25.0 /24 CIDR. So let's get that. I'm going to get that stuck into my clipboard right now. I'm going to go copy, and I'm going to right click this PowerShell. Wow, why is it not giving me? Okay, I'll right click here, run as admin. Don't have time to waste. So again, notice I opened up a command prompt, right? Know your location. We want to do start PowerShell. You can also just type PowerShell and it'll convert that to PowerShell. You'll know by the side because it says PS. That's your location. So I'll close that. We'll keep this in the happy blue. All right, so now that we're in PowerShell and Administrator, we're going to right click. Well, I'm going to right click. You guys need to type it out manually. I'm going to hit enter. And while that's doing its thing, I'm going to come over here and grab the other one. Remember, I put these in Notepad because it gets rid of formatting. So again, it said it set everything up. Looks like no error messages. Okay. Second one is set DNS client, address, interface alias. So set DNS, interface, Ethernet, server 10.10.10.10.10. So we're setting our DNS to the Active Directory with the DNS server on it. So we're going to hit enter on that. Good to go. No error message. Nothing is a good thing. Now we want to rename our computer. So it's very simple. Just rename computer. So to save time, I'm doing it this way. It says to take effect, it must restart. So we should actually have a little flag up now. So I'm going to use the restart computer command and hit enter. All right, that one's done. So I'm going to scroll down. Next, we need to do CBR. So I'm on ADL. So let me get rid of ADL. I don't need it open right now. So let's go to CBR, right? Open that bad boy up right now. Connect to it. Let it take its sweet time. It's on a break, apparently. Okay, let's get into here. Server 123. Again, looks what we got to do. Ensure that it's on the same network. Yes, we just made sure it was on the same private network. Log on to the third computer on which you have installed Windows Server 2012 R2. All right, using the administrator account, open an elevated PowerShell prompt and issue the following commands. So quick and simple, let's grab this. Close that, we don't need that. Close that also. All right, cool. So we'll do the let's look at this. All right, one command. First one's setting up our IP address. Second one's setting up our DNS. Renaming the computer CBR-DC and restart computer. Same things we just did, right? No brainer. Let's run that as administrator. Come on up here. All right. I'm going to grab that. Copy. Actually, yeah. Let's do something else. Let's show you guys something different here. I'm going to take this file, save as. Let's put this on. Go to this PC. I'm going to put it in documents. I'll show you guys a little trick here. I didn't show you this. We're going to save that as a setup.ps2. Let me come up here. Let me go to the documents folder, right? So I said PS2, it's actually PS1. So let me go back, enter that. Yes, I want to rename the file extension. Now it says it's an executable. I'm going to right click. I'm going to run it with PowerShell. So it just set everything up for us. We'll verify it when it comes back online. You type in the exact same stuff you typed previously. So you know how to do that. I'm just showing you a quicker way to do this. And we'll go in there and verify that our computer has been renamed and that our DNS is in fact set correctly. So let's see. The last step was to do CBR-DC. So we should be CBR-DC if everything was correct. Look, CBR, right? All right, what's our NIC card going to say? Oh, 10.10.30. How do you like that? Quick and easy. So let's go look what we got to do to mail. So we are perfectly set up right now, right? So let me close this. Close this. So let's go down to mail. Mail has some happy stuff to do too, right? So hey, Mail, how you doing? Mail DC. Oh, I can't type. Look at me. Hello? Hello? Can you hear me? No comprende. All right. There we go. Let's come back over here. So same thing. We're on SID. Not SID. I can't read. We're on mail. So ensure the computer SID DC is turned on because we need to connect to it. But remember, we're doing this on mail. We're not doing this on SID. I'll log in to the third computer. Same stuff. All right. Make sure. Prepare mail. We're going to take this. Same thing we just did. Copy. Coming over here. Right click. Paste. All right. Cool. So again, new IP address, interface, Ethernet, IP 10.10.10.4.40. Subnet mask of /24. DNS client is going to be set to 10.10.10.10 and rename the computer. So you don't have to do the spaces in here like I did before. I was just doing that to show you guys. So I'm just going to go save, go to documents again. And I'm going to save this as setup.ps1. 1, not 2. We're not playing PlayStation 2 right now. We just do PlayStation 1. Going to save that. Cool. All right, let's see if this works. Hey. So I'm going to go make this just full screen so I can see the bottom of it. I'm going to go to that folder where I saved it. So notice if we want to, we could have saved on a network share and then just change the couple things we needed to change and run it really quick. So I'm going to go into my documents, right? Just going to right click on it and I'm going to say run Powershell Script. So it says, am I sure? Do I trust? So yes, so they didn't ask that last time because I was already logged in. And it ran. We're good. It's going to restart. We'll go in and we'll verify and make sure everything is set up right. So the next thing we're going to want to do is we need to ping each other and make sure that all our communication is correct. All right, so we should be back up and running. Cancel that because you know you're not supposed to restart servers. That's why those keep popping up. You want to restart for maintenance and clearing cache. Cool. So we're going to go configure this local server and let's see if our settings are in here, eh? Mail. .40. Hey, look at how we're doing. Cool. So now what we want to do is make sure we have our communication, right? So we can just do the Windows button. We're going to go whack, whack. What did we say? We had SID dash DC, right? Can we see SID DC? Look at SID DC. Awesome. All right, let's do this again. Whack, whack. Are we on mail? Well, we're on mail. Let's see. Mail DC. Oh, look at that. Users. Remember, SID was the main domain, so it has more stuff. Who else we got to check? Who else is in our happy, happy joy joys? I don't remember the names, so let's see. We have CBR and ADL. CBR, ADL. Ooh, did I type something wrong? Is ADL not set up right? Did I do ADL? Have we gone to ADL at all yet? Let's find out, huh? Did I skip it, huh, guys? Let's go back and check. ADL. So I didn't skip it, so let's go double check it, eh? I probably spelled it wrong, too. Let's find out. It looks like it got stuck and restarted. So I'm not sure why this is stuck like this, but I don't trust it. So let's go reset. Let's see what we got going on here. Okay, looks like she's set up right. So what we're gonna do is now we're gonna ping everybody. So the reason why I wasn't pinging, we'll just double check really quick, but we'll whack whack ADL dash DC. So yep, that's working right there. So again, remember I showed you how to make a script. So let's do one really quick. Let's just open this up. Maybe. There we go. Let's go to our documents and we can go right click. We're going to say new. New text document. We're going to come up to View. We're going to make sure we can see the file extension on here. Let's go into here, and let's just say ping sid DC, right? All right, so we have ADL. Who else we got? Who else we got, guys? CBR, Mel. I think that's it, right? Yeah. All right, and we're just gonna go close that up. We're gonna call this netping.ps1. Okay. Yes, I want to change it. All right, now I'm gonna right click it. Run with PowerShell. You're gonna ask, are you sure you want to run a script? I'm gonna say yes. All right, as we respond from ourselves, we're gonna response from the other one, and we're gonna response from all of them. Look at that. And that was doing it through the DNS, right? So we're using DNS pins, so we're getting back IPv6 because I didn't turn off IPv6. So let's go edit really quick. So what's another way we can do this? Well, now it's going to open up ISE to edit it because I actually named it one of those files. So let's just go ping 10, number lock 10.10.10.10, right? All right. I'm going to go Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V. So we know we have 10, 20, 30, 40, right? 10, 20, 30, 40. I'm going to hit save on that. And since we're in here, I'm just going to hit play. So first we're testing DNS. That one's good. Zero loss, zero loss. Now we're going to come back, since we're doing the IP address, come back IPv4. Check that out. Nothing's wrong with that one. Nothing's wrong with that one. Cool. So I'm going to do, everything's working. I'm going to take this script, copy. I'm going to go to my computer that I'm on right now, right? ADL. So whack ADL-DC, enter. I'm going to come into here, go into public, documents, and I'm going to paste it in here. Why am I doing this? All right, so I'm going to get off of ADL-DC, close that one. And let's open up SID-DC. Server 123 in the house. All right, cool. So I'm going to close that. I'm going to hit cancel on here. Windows button, whack, ADL-DC. All right, doing this, we know it works. And now if we want to do the ping, I can just go into that public documents. I can right click that. Well, I should be able to right click. Run with PowerShell. Yeah, open. It's giving me a warning like, hey, this could be dangerous. Yes, I want to run a script. And now I can test it this way. So this could be a time saver when you set up network. Set up everything you need to set up in these and have them ready to go before you get out there. So I want you to test all your machines, make sure they're all working. For this video, I think we are good to go. So hopefully you learned something, and that's about it. So the next step, we need to shut down these machines, right? So you want to go to Start, Shut down. We want to shut these down properly. It's planned, so it's cool. Don't get mad at me, computer. All right. I'm going to log back in. Is it done? Did it shut down? Cool. We'll go to ADL. It's running. Connect. I'll make sure this one's shut down. I'm going to shut them all down properly. Properly means using this, going and shutting it down, and not going up top and doing turn off or shut down from the menu bar up top. Last thing we want to do is break these. So see how much time it took me to do this? That's all it should take you. That one's done. Okay, let me connect to this one. 2 more to go. And then mail, you are last. So I'm gonna hit cancel. So remember we had that issue on there, but we just used ADL for that, do another one, but it's just so you guys can see ADL -DC, enter. And we're good. It's right there. Close, close, close. Right click, shut down. Cool. At this point, you make your one and only checkpoint. First, you have your teacher, your instructor, Yvonne, look at this and make sure everything's working like I just did. After that, you're good to go. It'll be starting chapter 1 after you get his approval. So let me highlight all of this, right click, checkpoint. So you probably don't see it, but when we make this full screen, it'll eventually say it's making the checkpoint unless I did something wrong. We can try it again. There we go. So it says creating checkpoint right there. So I accidentally made 2. So it was working the first time. Let me go to this first one. I'm going to go to this. I'm going to delete the extra checkpoint because I don't want to. I want 1. Yvonne will delete your machine if you have more than 1 checkpoint in here. For some reason, it only did 1 on that one. See, so it's a good thing I did do it twice. So we're shut off. You only do checkpoints when these machines are shut off. They take up less space. So hopefully that was helpful, and I'll be with the next video as soon as I get some time to do it. So thank you, everybody, and have a wonderful day. I'm going to Alt-Tab myself out of this and shut down this recording.